the questions to keep myself aligned. Waste away the hours doing what I should, knowing that my soul tells me it's not for my own good.
Okay, lots of people today, so awesome. Happy to see you all. So we're going to be talking about the importance of grounding and of protection. These things are super important. How many times have you been with someone, either on the phone or in person, and they're talking to you, and afterwards you're like, right? You are tired. You're exhausted. You're completely drained. And that, some people call them energy vampires. I don't really think of it that way. I don't think anyone goes out on purpose to steal the energy off of someone else. And I don't know that it's stealing. I honestly think it's more like this. So, we all have an aura. We all have an energy field, right? So when someone else, and this could even happen while you're walking through the grocery store, right? So when someone else, hi Rachel, when someone else walks in your field and they have a lower vibrational frequency than you do, then what ends up happening is, I want you to think about it like, like a plug that goes into the wall. Okay, so theirs just kind of plugs into you to siphon some of your energy, and they're not doing it on purpose. This is just what energy does. Okay, so it's just, this energy is hungrier, you got some food, and it's kind of taking it. So how do we avoid this? And especially if you're empathic. A couple of videos ago, a few weeks ago, we had done a test on people to find out who was empathic, right? Hi, Rhonda. So just keeping that in mind, if you're empathic, it's even more amped up because you're starting to feel everything off everybody too. So how do we protect ourselves against this kind of thing? Okay, so I don't really like the term of energy vampire. That's just, I don't know. It means that people are doing it on purpose. They're just walking around sucking energy off people, and I don't really buy into that too much. So how do you know when you're not grounded? So let's talk about symptoms when you're not grounded. In this day and age of multitasking and doing a bazillion things at the same time, it's very easy to become ungrounded. Also, high-rise buildings, stuff like that. So it becomes very easy to become ungrounded. All right, we are living 50 times more experiences than our ancestors ever did, and we're trying to get all this stuff done at the same time. All right, so you might be very efficient, but you might also be ungrounding yourself at the same time. So those moments that we feel like I'm overwhelmed, it's like squirrel. You're kind of all over the place. You can't focus on one thing. You feel like you're banging off the walls. You're not grounded. All right, you are not grounded, and it just takes a moment to become grounded. Okay, so if you are not grounded, here's some of the symptoms that you might feel from it. So you might feel like you're all over the place, like I said before. You might be easily distracted by, somebody just says something and you're kind of there. Overwhelmed, you can't focus, you feel clumsy, forgetful. Okay, when I'm not grounded, I tend to drop things all the time, because I just have a lot of stuff on my mind. So I'm like, and I'm picking that up, and then I drop something else. So dropping things, clumsy, forgetful, dizzy, even weight gain. For some people, generally bouncing off the walls. Okay? So Joanne says right now she's doing laundry, listening here, and making dinner, prepping food for the week. So there's like a lot of stuff going on over there, right? So thank you for adding me into your list of things to do. But this is what happens, right? So now, how do we know when we're not protected? Okay, just like I said before, we feel drained when we're around other people. All right. Now, if I didn't protect myself, I see approximately 8 clients, anywhere from 6 to 8 clients a day. Most of the clients that come in are depressed, or they're stressed out, or they have PTSD, or they're dealing with past trauma, abuse, that kind of thing. If I didn't protect myself, I am telling you, I would not be in a good place. Okay? So here are some of the things that you need to do. Number one, you can't own somebody else's stuff. So I continually tell my energy, it's not mine. All right? It's not mine. When I first started the Chakra House of Healing, I know that we all come with our own kind of generic protection. Let's call it that. We all do have a shield up, okay? It's there on the outside of our aura and stuff. We have that. However, it's not enough when we're dealing with certain people, okay? And no one comes into my clinic on purpose to like mess me up. Like that's no one's intention, and I know that, okay? But the first few, like, I want to say months that I had my clinic open, I noticed that I was getting really dark circles under my eyes. I was consistently tired. And so one day, it was a Sunday, and I went to go visit my mother, who is also a Reiki master. So I went to go visit my mother, and I'm like, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and my eyes are like half closed. I've got these dark circles. I feel very drawn. I look like a raisin, like I'm starting to shrivel up. So I walk in the door, and I didn't realize how bad I looked. And I walked in the door, and my mom's like, what the heck have you done to yourself? And I said, what do you mean? I was so tired, I hadn't even like thought about it. And she said, get on the table. So she got me on there. She has a wonderful bedside manner, by the way, but she got me on the table and she started giving me Reiki. And when she got to my ears, like right here, I could literally hear, like, you know, when you can hear like a shell, you put a shell to your ear and you can hear the ocean. It was like that. Her hands were here, and I could hear myself sucking the energy that she was channeling into me. And when she went to move her hands, I was like, don't, leave it there. So she just left her hands here, and I could just feel myself just sucking it and sucking it and sucking it until I finally said, okay, I'm good. And she said, don't you want me to finish it? And I was like, no, I'm good. I got off the table, eyes were back to like no more black circles, and I was like wide awake and full of energy. So I was draining myself helping the people that were coming into my clinic, and I didn't even realize it. And no one, again, was doing this to me on purpose. Okay? You have to understand that. So they don't mean to do it. So it just happens. So I had to learn to protect myself. All right? So one of the things is that you need to ground yourself. All right? Now we all know what it feels like to be outside. Okay, the weather's not always great. We can't always go stand outside on our front lawn on the grass because it snows, it's cold, like especially it's starting now, right? So, you know, so what do? You know what it feels like to stand on the beach, on the sand. I'm sure you've all done it. You know what it feels like to stand with your bare feet on the grass. You know what that feels like, okay? So if you can't actually physically get out there to do it, then you just need to close your eyes for a minute and just be there. Allow yourself to visualize. We're not even imagining right now. We're visualizing. We're bringing it out of our memory banks. So it's like visualizing, what does it feel like to stand in the sand? Stand on your favorite beach. I don't care if it was 2 years ago on vacation. You remember what that feels like. So what does it feel like? Once you feel that sand on your feet, once you remember what that feels like, grounded. It doesn't take much at all. Okay? It doesn't take much at all. So you just want to remember what it feels like. So if you're in a meeting, if you are whatever, and you're just feeling a little scattered, you can just kind of remember what that feels like, and you will find yourself, your focus and your clarity coming back. Okay? So these are the things that you want to do. So grounding yourself at any time. You should really do it daily. I like to think about doing it as soon as I wake up and my feet hit the floor first thing in the morning. So just taking that moment to ground myself. So that's a time to do it. Another great thing is this right here was a gift from one of my Reiki students, and this is a raw piece of selenite. So when it's not raw and it's been polished, it kind of looks like this. Okay, so this is a piece of selenite, and so is this. So this absorbs negative energies. So sometimes I just want to hold something that's from nature. Okay, and I like holding on to the raw because it hasn't been handled so much where they polished it up. So I do have a, like rocks, and sometimes just walking down the beach or walking down the street, you will all of a sudden see this rock or something that kind of appeals to you. And shamans used to call them wakas. So you might want to just grab that and take it with you. Take it home and have that in your hand when you're going to ground yourself, which is great. I found this one that looks like a perfect egg. It's in my purse right now, but it actually looks like an egg that you would buy. It's that perfectly shaped. And that one I carry around in my purse and stuff so that I can just hold it in my hand when I need to feel grounded. Okay, so these are some things that you can do to ground yourself. Does anyone have any questions about that? So until we're going to go into a meditation now. It's not going to be a long one, but it's going to be one that can instantly ground you and protect you. Okay, so there's different kinds of protection that you can do. Today we're going to do the one that most people do, and that's just kind of building a fortress of light and energy around us. That's a really great one. I also like, sometimes I want to expand. So once I ground myself, I want to feel myself very grounded, very tethered to the earth. And then I just imagine myself almost bursting out of my own chest, so that like my energy just expands, and I find myself beyond this galaxy, beyond the solar system, into, I don't know where I end up, but sometimes I just end up somewhere out in the universe. And still I kind of have that vision that if I look down, my body's all the way down there on the earth, but I am like expanded, part of the universe, connected to everything, and nothing can touch me here. And I call it the Steven Seagal. So we've all seen Steven Seagal movies. He does Aikido, right? So it's just like he uses people's energy against them when he's doing his martial arts. So I kind of think of it like that. When we protect ourselves in an egg type of environment, like, we wrap an egg around ourselves, which we do need to do sometimes. I even set fire to the egg sometimes when there's negative people around. But what we're doing is we're creating this field around us. And if you think about negative energy like sticky notes, they can actually stick to the field. Okay? But when you expand yourself, nothing can stick. Right? So nothing can stick. And I call it the Steven Seagal because if I feel like negative energy is coming at me, I can just move out of the way. Right? So I kind of think of it like that I can just like, boop, up, there you go. So that's how I feel about energy. So if I feel like something's coming at me, I'm just like, whoop, there you go. Just using its own energy against it and just kind of pushing it out of my way. And I have kind of a deal going with my own energy where I'm always saying it's not mine. If it's not mine, don't bring it in here. So that's something that I, over time, have sort of worked out with my pendulum and muscle testing, and worked with my energy, saying, you know what? If it's not mine, don't bring it in. Okay, so it's not mine. So as much as I am very much empathetic and dealing with my clients, I don't take on their issues. Okay, as soon as they're done, I'm on to the next person. Plus, I keep myself very much in the now moment. I'm not living in the past. I'm not worried too much about later. I'm just right now. And that also keeps me grounded as well. Okay, so I'm just focusing on this person, like to the point where I actually sometimes don't even know who my next client's going to be, because I'm only concerned about this moment with this person. Okay, So I'm just keeping myself very grounded, very protected, still empathetic, still dealing with the situation, still helping them with what they have to get through, but keeping myself protected at all times, okay? And keeping myself very grounded. All right. So now we're going to go into a little bit of a meditation, okay? So I'm going to ask everybody to just find somewhere comfortable to be. And I'm just going to give you guys about 30 seconds to do that, and then we're going to get back into it. Unless somebody asks me a question, we are starting right into it. Once I'm in, I won't be answering questions till we come back out. Okay? So this is going to take us about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. It's 10, 15 minutes. It's not a long meditation, but you will feel very grounded, very protected, and very loved when we come out. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to ask everyone to just close their eyes. And right now, just focus on your breathing. Taking some nice deep breaths in and releasing out. And as you breathe in, I want you to think about the word accepting. Accepting beautiful, positive oxygen into you. Positive energy. And when you exhale, thinking about the word releasing. Releasing tension, stress, anything that's not in your highest and best, stale energy, carbon dioxide, just breathing in, accepting, breathing out, releasing. And just focusing in on the sound of my voice. And you may hear other sounds. That happens. And should you hear those other sounds, just simply allow them to relax you more. Let those sounds let you know that you are safe, you are secure, you are in control all the time. So just breathing in and breathing out. So just continuing to accept and release. And I'd like you to imagine in some way, in any way, sense it, feel it, perceive it, it doesn't matter. Pretend if you have to. Imagine yourself on a beach. One of your favorite beaches. And there is nobody else around. No one there to bother you. No one there to disturb you. No one asking for anything. No one needing anything. This moment belongs to you. And just using your senses. What do you see when you're on this beach? What do you hear? What can you smell? What do you feel when you touch the sand? What's the water like? Is it like glass? Calm? Or are the waves rushing in? Gently? Or maybe they're bigger waves. And it's the perfect kind of day for you. The temperature is exactly how you like it to be. And I'd like you to sense perhaps that breeze blowing in the air, caressing your face, blowing at your hair. And as you sit on the sand, just feeling that base of your spine, your root chakra, right on the earth. feeling connected to Mother Earth. Maybe moving your hands through the sand. What do those grains feel like? And just breathing all of that in. Noticing that the element of water is here. Earth is here. Air is here, and you can feel it in that breeze. And maybe my voice sounds like it's in that breeze. And now we need fire. I'm going to ask you to put a fire in your belly. Imagine a roaring fire in your belly, warm, and every piece of stress and tension, negative thoughts, feelings, put them into the fire. Release them. And just breathe. And the fire is releasing beautiful healing energy inside you. As it burns away, transforms the negative energy, that stress, that tension. Just allowing, surrendering. Feeling the sun on your skin as it relaxes your scalp, the muscles in your face, especially in your jaw. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw, just letting the warmth of the sun release that. And the breeze, just take it away. Feel it moving further down your neck, your shoulders, releasing the tension in your shoulders. Feel them drop just a little bit. Each breath that you take, relaxing you more. Feeling your heartbeat, slow and steady. The rhythm of your breathing, calm, relaxed. Feeling yourself focused, clear. And I'd like you to imagine a beautiful white golden light coming down from the sky, surrounding you like a beam, moving through you, all around you, bright, so bright that you have to close your eyes because you can't look at it, but you can feel the love. You can feel the energy. And that light comes right from the universe down into the very center of the earth. And from the center of the earth comes a wonderful red beam of energy from Mother Earth that's grounding. And that too shoots around you, shoots through you, and up into the very center of the universe, wherever that may be. And almost imagining those two energies intertwining, almost basket weaving themselves all around you. And inside is just you, your beautiful energy, protected, safe, secure. And that fire in your belly, just burning away anything and everything that doesn't serve you, turning it into a beautiful, healing energy. once you feel grounded, protected, take a beautiful deep breath in. Let's take three big deep breaths. And on the third breath, you can open your eyes. Awesome. Notice how much more focused and calm and light you feel than when you started. So enjoy this. Listen to it as many times as you need to until you can do this on your own, effortlessly. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all again soon.
Look at my reflection in the mirror. I see that it's not the person who lives inside of me. Done with all the fear and doubts, the negativity. I'm shedding